What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the live stream, and we are live to the best DogeCoin stream there is with the man Hank Dank, and of course, Doge Poster Boy Steele. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Everyone on the live stream, welcome, welcome, welcome. And the Dogecoin doing phenomenal once again. And so far, guys, holding his ground right at 25, 26, 27 cents around that area. We saw a dip happen overnight. So I know a lot of people bought in some more, but either way, Dogecoin still not going anywhere. Doge putting up a fight. What's going on, Hank? What's going on, Steele?
What up? What's going on, man?
How's it going, everybody?
Nothing.
Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday today.
Let's go. Lord Dabot, Janet Mercado, appreciate you being here. What is going on? Northern, anybody else seeing the flash signals on Robinhood? Just saw 3 times quick in a row. I'm not sure what that is. And Andy, drunk as a skunk. What's going on? But yeah, Steele, I know you were on last night.
Yep.
So how long did you stay on last night?
I stayed on until about 1:30 in the morning. About that, I started at about 10 p.m. Started things off with Nick Balls, and then just for the first hour, and then just kind of followed the market and had some news and stories to get to after that, and yeah, and then just called about 1:30, and we're just seeing I think pretty remarkable stability coming out of that. Well, I guess what I would describe as a flash crash. I think it's all looking pretty healthy to me right now.
Very, very. It's looking very well. Dogecoin, has maintaining, and it's only a matter of time for another catalyst to take place and for it to go up, or an organic push like we just saw, right? What we just saw happen. Just out of nowhere, this thing just skyrocketed. It was insane. So either another organic push is going to come, more people looking into Dogecoin that have never invested into crypto before, and or just a catalyst, of course, like Coinbase. Amazon, I don't see that happening as of yet. I know there's a lot of talks on Amazon, and the reason why there's a lot of talks on Amazon, people, is because there's a lot of new investors coming in. So of course they want to see their investment rise. So the first thing they do and they talk about is Amazon, but still no words on Amazon or Jeff Bezos, right? So let's see what happens with that. But 25 cents, we should be seeing more of an organic push, and we should keep seeing Dogecoin climb. But the dollar at the end of the year prediction is looking very, very likely, and of course, maybe even more than that. 3GP, what's going on? Rosa Acevedo, how are you? Overall, very steady, near 26 to 30 cents area. 30 cents, not yet in the 30 cents area. I think that's a threshold that we're still trying to break. And once we actually break 30 cents and we manage to stay there, I'll probably say overnight, then I'll probably say we kind of broke that threshold right there. But definitely right now we're around the 27-cent mark and people catching the dips. So when it drops to 25 cents, of course, a lot of people buying in at the moment. But I'm loving this because now we're actually seeing a steady chart, guys. Now we're actually able to track this more, and it's not just parabolic when it went to 47 cents, 45 cents, and we have no idea where the dump, was going to end up to. So now we saw that actually the diamond hands prevailed. They stopped the line at 18 cents. It didn't dip further than the 18 cents. And then from there, of course, we just been at the 25-cent mark, 27-cent mark, just holding very, very strong. So from here on out, guys, it looks like this could possibly be the new ground. We saw Bitcoin crash from 64,000 to 50,000. And I was thinking, oh man, maybe Dogecoin is in trouble and it might just fall under 15 cents if this crash keeps on going. But luckily, that FUD is gone, and people seem to have calmed down, and the ocean has calmed down. So we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty solid right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would say it's getting pretty close to declaring a new floor at about 20, 25, 26 cents here, and that's an excellent place to be when you consider how erratic it looked for a bit there. I mean, to consider that we went from, we touched about 47 cents and then we got all the way down to 15 cents a couple days ago. Finding a floor at 25, 26, even 27 cents here is a great place to end up. And it gives us a lot of it's a perfect launching pad to be ready, right, for the next event. And I think we know some inevitable events coming soon. And that's just that we know of. Obviously, the Coinbase listing, and now we've got Elon going to be on Saturday Night Live this next weekend. Who knows what that has in store?
Yeah.
And I do think Robinhood's going to follow through on the wallet situation. I think they have to, honestly. So, and those are just kind of a three somewhat immediate future things that we know are in play that are going to have a fairly significant impact on the market value. The average bump that a coin gets off of market, our Coinbase, is to the tune of 91% after it's announced. So, yeah, I think we're going to be in for a pretty fun ride for the rest of the year.
I think once Coinbase announces DogeCoin, which is going to happen, guys. All right, do not think that Coinbase is not going to accept Dogecoin because they see it as a joke coin. They're business people. It's all about money. They're going to accept Dogecoin, and when they accept Dogecoin, I think Dogecoin will rise at least a good 30%, and it's going to flop after that probably a little bit. Just the same thing we saw from Cardano, but it should rise up at probably good 30%, and man, that's going to come, guys. So. It's like I said, it's only a matter of time for other things to happen. That's gonna make Dogecoin catalyst. Just everything's going more digital. Even this is actually the second time that happens to me because I'm around the same neighborhood. I'm putting gas and I had a homeless person, a bum just basically asked me for $1. I said, no, I don't have $1. He says, well, I got Zelle or in Cash App. You want to Cash App me? I'm like, come on, bro. But everything's going digital, and that's the thing. Is that everything's going digital. You can't even get away with, hey man, I'm only carrying a debit card now. No, because you got Cash App, you got Zelle. Next thing you know, you're gonna have homeless people walking around with a crypto wallet. So everything's going more digital, and it's gonna happen, guys. Dogecoin is doing amazing things. People are hating. We're looking great in our market cap at the volume. So it's just insane. Very good stuff going on. So yes, we got Elon Musk coming to Saturday Night Live, and of course, I'm pretty sure they're going to mention the Doge, the same thing that Saturday Night Live basically mentioned Ecomi, and they had all the superheroes there. So it's very interesting what's going to take place in the next couple of days.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because we know that Elon rarely makes any moves without there being some sort of strategy behind, right? And so I don't think Elon. I think Elon could have accepted a hosting role at Saturday Night Live. I think they would have been happy to have him at any time, and I suspect they've already put that invite out there in the past, but that Elon only recently accepted because it kind of fits with a particular timeline that he's on in his mind. And so whether that results in something that's overtly Doge or not remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, Elon doesn't make any steps without there being some alternative strategy behind it. So, I think it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be pretty exciting. I don't know. Maybe we'll even see those trademark Elon dance moves. The walk like the Egyptian dance move.
Yeah, and I know exactly what it is that you're talking about. Rose Acevedo sold on my Doge 6 weeks ago. So mad at myself. But did you start buying in again? We saw it drop all the way to 18 cents. So just wondering, Rose, did you get back in? And it's just hard, man, knowing that like now when you put $1,000 into Doge, it's like you're not getting much. But before, when it was at 2 or 5 cents, it's like, man, we're getting so much, and we're just seeing like the major difference.
Mm-hmm.
But again, guys, this is all a learning experience. All right, it's a learning experience. Just hold on every time that you're committed to a project, and Dogecoin is proof of that, right? On how far your actual investments could get, and how far they could have gone. So,
right,
it's a learning experience. It's definitely a learning experience.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too, though, where I remember people buying in. Like a good friend of mine bought in on during that last or the first big spike, right? The one where there was that Robinhood discrepancy where they removed the ability for people to buy right when it got to about 8.5 cents, right around there, and that's where a good friend of mine bought in his first Doge, and ever since then for a bit until we had this last parabolic rise, of course, he was like, oh man, I can't believe I bought in then. I'm so stupid, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's going to get back up there. And I'm like, listen, just calm down, dude. Firstly. Secondly, if you're a holder, I guarantee you that you buying it at 8 cents is not going to seem too shabby by the time we get to the year's end. You really think so? I'm like, yeah, I really think so. So just file it away and relax. And well, now an 8-cent buy-in looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks great. And let me tell you that something too, because a lot of my friends, they know I talk about DogeCoin, right? So they've been seeing me post DogeCoin ever since it was down at 2 cents. And now that it went all the way to 45, 47 cents, is like I have some friends that he just bought in at 31 cents. Then I have another one, that he bought in at 35 cents. And now, of course, what happened to DogeCoin? It went down. So now they're freaking out as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, they just message me, hey, should I cash out or should I hold? Well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. Basically. Right. So, of course, man, it's just got to go ahead and just hold on to it. But, man, there was some great money. But again, guys, you just have to go ahead and self-educate yourself the most that you can. Where my Doge at?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, and my sister is the same way. She finally bought into Doge when it was, close to 40 cents actually. And, obviously then she started, I got a few texts from her kind of freaking out. And I just said, listen, just relax. What I want you to do, I want you to just put that app down, quit checking the app. If I think there's anything to be seriously concerned about, I said, I'll let you know. I said, other than that, just check in on it in a couple months. and it's one of these things too, where when people ask me on my channel all the time, is now a good time to buy in? And of course, you guys know this from me and content creators. Anytime a coin starts anywhere near goes parabolic, even if it gets a pretty sharp market value increase, you always get that question from a million different people. Is now a good time to buy? Is now a good time to buy? Now a good time to buy? And what I tell people in concerning a coin like Doge, I just say, hey, listen, how long are you willing to hold? How long are you willing to hold? That's the question I always ask, because if you're looking to make just if you're looking for a quick turn and burn for the next 2 weeks or even the next 2 months at a higher market value that we have right now, even at 25 cents, I'd say no, don't buy it, because you might be disappointed, number one, and number two, you're going to turn into a pretty annoying person to the rest of the Doge community. However, if you're willing to hold, and you're in it for the long run, and you do genuinely see it through the same lens that a similar lens that I do, that this is going to be likely anyway, one of the most predominant digital currencies on the planet, which I think Doge is incredibly well positioned to be, then yeah, buy now. It's still a great time to buy. Even at 40 cents, it's still a decent time to buy. It just depends how you see things.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really good time to buy, and the people that bought in at 40 cents, 30 cents, 35 cents, you can always tell them now. I mean, average down. Mm-hmm. If you've got a little bit more to invest and you don't like that you bought in at 35 cents, well, you can get it at 25 cents right now. You can average yourself down. Mm-hmm. You get a little bit better profit. I mean, some people don't have money to invest any more than they already did, but the people that do, I mean, just like we've always said from the beginning of the stream, don't put your life savings in this, of course, right? But if you want to skip that $5 cup of coffee or going out to eat and instead cook at home and take that little bit extra and invest it in something like DogeCoin, that's the smart move, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Hank brings up a really good point, because there's all these little things. We've talked about this on another stream too, Alpha. There's all these little things that you can tighten up on when you really consider how much money that you can absolutely waste in just a course of a month, even on Starbucks or Panera or just all these things. That if you're willing to just kind of hold yourself to it and just tighten up with these few things, you can have a decent amount of money left over to invest in some coin. You can find that $1,000 if most of us can find that $1,000 over the course of a couple months. by just tightening up some lifestyle spending, even like all your subscriptions, things like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sometimes if you just, you'll surprise yourself if you just look into how many different things you're subscribed to per month, whether it's streaming services and whatever else. And that's another area you can look to.
That's exactly what I did. I cut back, and I just. But again, when we were doing this at the 2 cent mark, and then it shot up to 8 cents. I mean, I bought it everywhere from 2 cents to 8 cents, and then we came back down, and I just bought $100 here, $50 there, brought my average back down below 5 cents. And now, I mean, like everybody kept asking me, like you said, is now a good time to buy? Is now a good time to buy? And I had to keep explaining it in the Discord that, look, if we're talking about $1 Doge or we're talking about $4, $5 Doge, do you think the difference between 5 cents and 8 cents is really going to make that big of a difference to you when you look at it in the big picture?
Yeah, really well put. I've said that same thing many times where, when people are really obsessed, what about now? What about now? What about now? Chances are, if you're still holding in a year and a half, you're not going to be losing much sleep over, oh man, like, 27 cents or 30 cents or when that entry point was in. It's big picture. And that's why, we're so bullish about this particular coin because we feel that it's got big long-term potential, particularly when it comes to its market value. I mean, look, guys, DogeCoin is positioned so well, and to see all these blowhards in the corporate media just get the most basic fundamentals wrong and about DogeCoin when you hear them cover it on CNBC or any of those kind of channels, it's actually good news. It's actually good news to see that because it means that we've got this establishment kind of we've got them shooken up. DogeCoin is on their radar, whether they want to have it on their radar or not, and it's really no surprise at how archaic their perspective seems to be when talking about DogeCoin. These are all the same people, mind you, and this is the same kind of class of people that would have considered Bitcoin a bad investment 8 years ago. So
the exact same kind of people.
Yeah, and it's the exact same kind of logic.
The same people said the exact same thing about Bitcoin. The exact same people. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, like, and it's funny because when you see all like the big media post, it's always the very first sentence of any article is written is the meme coin or the joke coin, DogeCoin.
Right.
A coin created solely as a joke. That's what they say all the time, and they never highlight what it actually is. They never explain that it's a peer-to-peer currency meant to be spent because it's got low gas fees, it's got fast transaction speeds. They never cover these things, and that's okay because eventually they're not going to be able to skate around it anymore. And the people like us that we've done our research and we got in early, we're going to be the ones that benefit the most.
Yeah, well stated. I covered.
I want to touch up on this. I wanted to see if you guys actually know about this. Somebody here put, we need to get Yellen out. She has no clue. Can someone please clarify this a little bit more for me?
Yeah, what's her name?
Janet Yellen.
Yeah, Janet Yellen.
Because I find this to be very interesting, and I think she's honestly trying to push her own agenda. And I've been hearing that name, and I know obviously who she is, but 3GP, maybe you'll clarify this more, or Hank Dank or Steven Steele. But then I found this, right? Janet Yellen clarifies crypto stance, only wants to curtail malign activities. And she's actually pushing XRP a lot. Okay, so her and this group, it looks like they're just constantly pushing XRP. And here it says, Janet Yellen on crypto, make way for XRP. It looks like she's bullish on it, and she just keeps bashing Dogecoin. So I wanted to get you guys' input when it comes down to that.
I want to read this article.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. I don't believe in any coincidences, so I believe that there's a reason why she's pushing XRP.
Exactly, she's pushing XRP, but yet she's for taxing cryptocurrency up to 40-something%.
Well, she's highly invested, and they know how to skate around those taxes.
Oh yeah,
so they don't care.
Exactly. But the average Joes, we're trying to learn how to evade those taxes.
Yeah.
I don't have a very high opinion of Janet Yellen. I've covered this a bit on my show in the past. Before she was appointed to the position that she's in now, in the
I
not
love
so di-
I
in the
love what
not,
3GP said. I'm sorry.
go ahead. Yep.
No, go ahead, Steven. I just like what 3GP said. XRP is centralized and she can control it. And I think that definitely brings up a great point.
Yep, I was just gonna dovetail into that, and 3GP is absolutely right. I was about to say it's not a coincidence that Janet Yellen is all suddenly so bullish on XRP when they are basically centralized. So of course it has a lot to do with it. And just to keep in mind, Janet Yellen, in the not so distant past, before she was appointed to the position that she's in now, she had received well over $8 million from various Wall Street groups, foremost, I think, being Citadel. This is a woman who just 2 years ago, not even that, about a year and a half ago, she was paid over $800,000 to give a 40-minute speech to Citadel. Now, why in the world would a company like Citadel pay someone $800,000 for a 40-minute speech? Because she's that good of a public speaker? I don't think so. They obviously knew that there was a pretty good probability that she's going to be appointed to the position where she is, and they obviously saw it as an investment, right? So
of course,
right. So this is the kind of person that she is. She's got a history of this kind of stuff. So she raked in a good $8 million in that about two year span before she was appointed. So it's like, it's just like the old saying goes, follow the money.
Yeah, she's a government official that got put into a group's pocket, and that's why like you said, that's why she likes XRP, because it's centralized. This is another one of the reasons why I'm really high on the Flare network coming out.
Yep.
Simply because it takes things like XRP, which, I mean, that's their number one token, right? But there's so many other that have come on board, like DogeCoin, for example, or XLM, or probably Bitcoin will be, my guess is going to be the next one once it goes live and the community can actually vote on it. But it takes these coins like DogeCoin, for example, and which is decentralized, and it actually gives it all of this capability. Like they always like to say, it's unlocking hidden value within these coins. So, yeah, she loves XRP, but I think a lot of that, once people start catching on to things like Flare, and there may be other blockchains that come out that do the same thing, but those tokens get moved off, and they get basically put onto the Flare blockchain. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens from the future. But I really think DogeCoin is just primed to be, like you said, one of these premier top 5 cryptos moving forward.
Oh, absolutely. I literally have zero doubt in that. And something I covered, I think this is a quintessential example of how just disconnected the corporate media bubble is from what's going on in crypto, and even more specifically DogeCoin. I saw on, I think it was CNBC, a guy named Ray Neuner. Now they have this section of within one of their shows they like to call Crypto Corner. So now it's kind of like there are these little breakout segments happening on the corporate news financial district shows where they're like, oh, now we're going to bring in our token crypto expert and talk about crypto for 5 minutes every other day or something, right? And so then they bring in their young hip token crypto expert, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. They talked about Bitcoin, they talked about Ethereum, and then they asked him about DogeCoin. He's like, oh, Dogecoin, it's a joke and it has no utility and it's an absolute waste of your money. And I'm like, dude, how can you even be? These are people, mind you, that are being paid 6 figures to only talk about crypto. And how can you be this idiot? How can you be this in the dark? How can you be this stupid at this point in 2021 on DogeCoin to profess on to profess on TV, nationally syndicated TV, that Dogecoin has no utility.
No
No
utility.
utility? Really?
Yeah.
No utility. And furthermore, he's like, like all these blowhards do. Ethereum is a great investment. Bitcoin's a great investment. And look, I'm invested in Bitcoin. I mean, I'm invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. But to say that and then to say, oh, Dogecoin, oh God, are you kidding me? Ugh. And it's like, you guys, you do realize that, no, they don't realize it, that Bitcoin is an absolute, a dead on arrival in the retail space. Bitcoin is dead on arrival in the retail space. And Ethereum is too clunky on transition times, and gas fees are through the roof. Neither of these,
$23.
oh my gosh, exactly. Neither of these coins are ready for the retail space. Dogecoin is ready to hit the ground running in a retail space. And
exactly.
So, my God.
And same thing, that's what I told you about Club 11, right? Club 11 here, the famous club in South Florida, accepting Bitcoin. But what am I going to do at Club 11 if I buy myself a bottle of Don P? I'm going to be waiting around the club for 4 hours. So I buy the bottle with Bitcoin at 1 a.m., but yet I can't get the bottle till 5 o'clock in the morning because my Bitcoin takes 4 to 5 hours to go through. So it really doesn't make just no sense at all. And I remember too, Steele, when Dogecoin first went to the all-time high back in February, when it went to 8 cents, mainstream media, right? They brought in their crypto expert. And I remember it was a female talking, and she said, "Oh yeah, Dogecoin is just a bubble. It has no utility. It's a joke coin. It's a bubble." And they just basically just laughed it off with no type of facts whatsoever. So the mainstream media definitely is not the place for you to get your source anymore. And we're seeing this happen, right? When it comes to division with police and riots and all that. But either way, we're not going to get into that because that's not what this channel is about. But mainstream media definitely, they never push the proper agenda. They're just going to push what is suited for them. Yeah.
It's all clicks.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Gang. Those have definitely been the catalyst for many new people to come to crypto. But yes, that's why now, Steele, a lot of influencers have a big following because people rather listen to influencers and actually get the good information out for themselves instead of the mainstream media.
Well, yeah, I mean, it to me, like, I hardly ever watch TV to begin with anymore. I think most people in crypto don't watch a lot of TV. I think we do watch TV, but we stream.
Yeah, Netflix.
We stream on our subscriptions. That's about it. But anytime I do research for my show, which includes looking into the mainstream corporate media to see what they're talking about in relation to crypto, it just never ceases to just it's almost funny just how idiotic they sound compared to one of the more decent channels on YouTube. I mean, I could take St. Alpha's channel, I could take, Hank or Upshot, or, I mean, heck, even Crypto Batman. Even Crypto Batman looks pretty brilliant compared to.
I know, right?
Compared to your average CNBC so-called crypto specialist, right? So it's just like, these folks are so archaic. They're talking like it's 2014 when I hear them talk. When I hear them talk about crypto, and it's so funny to me that their two pet projects are three now, between XRP and Ethereum and Bitcoin, and everything else is just like, they really put their nose up at it, and it's so crazy to me time and time again, whether it's on Fox Business, CNBC, whatever else, that they say that Dogecoin has no utility. How can you say that? Dogecoin is rivaling the rivaling the market cap values of companies like Walgreens and Ford Motors, and they're still trying to poo-poo this thing. It's just like, you guys, Dogecoin isn't this fringe thing you're talking about like it's in 2013. It's so much has happened since then, and so much development on the coin has happened since then. I mean, where do you even start with people this stupid?
Yeah, Crypto Batman, guys, we love Crypto Batman. The dude is hilarious.
Dude, just to be clear, I love Crypto Batman, and I know Crypto Batman would laugh at me for laughing at what I just said.
No, No, yes,
Yes.
and I just wanted to clarify for anybody here on the stream, guys. We love Crypto Batman here, all right?
Yeah.
And Crypto Batman has come a long way with
Yeah,
information.
he sure has.
He sure has. He said, "Okay, I got in, but now I think it's time for me to start learning about this." So
Yeah.
he's definitely come a long way, man. We love Crypto Batman. Dude's hilarious. I definitely like watching Crypto Batman a lot. All right, so
Me too. I watch him all the time.
yes.
Yeah,
So
don't get me
no
started on
that.
Charles. Yeah, I love this comment. This Doge is a scam. Guys, you're talking about a cryptocurrency that's been around for what? What are we? Almost 8 years now.
2013.
Yeah, I mean,
It's one of the original cryptos.
it's one of the original cryptos, and it has the Lindy effect. Like, a lot of people don't realize what the Lindy effect is, and that's okay. But I mean, yeah, it's one of the original cryptos. It's been here. It's seen so many cryptocurrencies come and go. Those are scams. Those vaporware cryptos that just show up with an awesome website and people sink their money in, and then two weeks later they're gone and they've ran off with your money. Those are scams. Doge has got utility. It's been around forever. Yeah, it's gone through. It's had its ups and downs, and for sure it had a dev team issue there for a few years. But believe me, there is a strong dev team behind DogeCoin now, and they are getting everything current, up to date. And yeah, everything's a scam when you're losing. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, but you hear, I mean, it's just ad nauseum. I mean, you hear it so much, you just get tired of even trying to defend it anymore.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just,
You basically get tired of it. It's either you're committed to it and you want to learn about it, or
yeah, let
you're
them.
going to go ahead and go with
Let
the
them
stigma.
just. Yeah, just if you want to miss out, that's up to you.
Yeah. And my thing is again, guys, anyone who comes into the stream is more than welcome to, and you could share your thoughts and your opinions. But just remember, it has no utility.
Yep,
Okay.
no utility. You're right. It has no
But just
utility.
remember, guys, your opinions,
That's
you
funny.
could go ahead and put them out on the live stream. I will go ahead and highlight them. I will get to you. And at the same time, though, if you put your opinion out here, right, separate it from emotions. Don't say Dogecoin is a joke based on your emotions. Actually state the reason why.
Yeah,
So
he just wants.
So obviously saying it has no utility. Obviously, it's wrong. And we were just talking about this probably, but like I think Steven said you just spoke about this 10 minutes ago. But we were just saying what the mainstream media was saying.
This person is either astoundingly daft or they just walked in, or both. I'm not sure.
Love this joke. A good joke.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I love it. You see this Reddit right here that I'm looking at. Dentist office in California now accepting Dogecoin.
Yeah.
And everybody here on the stream, guys, this is what we need. Forget Amazon accepting Dogecoin. Okay, we have to be focusing on the smaller shops, the smaller businesses, the smaller services, and little by little, Dogecoin is going to be making its way up, and Amazon will pay attention and start accepting the Dogecoin. But we just can't shoot for Amazon. To the moon, like a moonshot. Little by little, more and more people, more companies are accepting Dogecoin, especially private businesses. So again, what I always recommend is go to your Twitter, go to your Instagram, go to your Facebook, and thank these people and actually buy something with your Dogecoin. Okay, your Dogecoin is not meant to be sold; it is meant to be spent.
Right.
Speaking of, since we did that, buy something on live with Dogecoin. I got it in, and I never actually got to show you guys. So we'll just show you what utility Dogecoin has. So I bought this back when we were right at 5 cents from Kuma Knives, and we did it on live stream. It was extremely quick. It took less than 60 seconds to pay for it and be confirmed that it actually sold. So this is a chef knife that I've been wanting from Kuma Knives, and here, I'll just pull it out real quick and show you. This is a nice quality chef knife.
Nice.
Razor sharp shaves. I'm not going to do it, but yeah, this was I think it was $70, $80, something like that when we paid for it. Bought it at 5 cents. And like I said, I think this was from Holland. I think it comes from Holland. I could be wrong on that. But I actually got this in less than a week. Bought it with Dogecoin. And think about that. These guys were one of the first companies to go on Twitter and say that they were accepting Dogecoin.
Yep.
And so I went and I made a purchase, right? So these guys sold me an $80 knife that, they just basically got what, $500. So they got
Yeah.
$500 for an $80 knife. Yeah. So
Yeah. Good point.
yeah, it benefits these retailers that are getting on board, and that's one of the things I've been saying on Twitter for the last, God, man, it just seems like forever. But I keep reposting it, but I keep telling people because they keep saying, well, Amazon, we need Amazon to get on so that it goes up to $1 or whatever, right? Well, Amazon doesn't give a shit about your crypto. They get millions of dollars a day in cash. Money is money to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you need to do is you need to go and if you want Amazon to take Dogecoin, you need to go find the shops that accept Dogecoin and spend some Dogecoin.
Look at this.
Everybody
This is
wants to
awesome.
hoard and hold their Dogecoin.
No, we got to spend it. That's a purpose. But this is awesome, man. You could go and get your teeth done.
That is
right?
awesome.
Paying Dogecoin. That's awesome to see that.
And imagine if you needed some dental work and you would have bought it at 5 cents, and you know how expensive dental work is. So imagine if you had like $500 and you bought it at 5 cents, and now you can actually go and get all the dental work you need done, and it cost you $500 when, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of the good things about buying Doge right now. If you buy Doge early, it's for spending, right? So you're not, like, a lot of people, when they buy these cryptos, the whole idea, right, is to look for an exit. You're gonna hold it until you decide to exit. Well, that's, in my mind, that's not what we're doing with Doge. We're buying our future currency now for pennies on the dollar, so that we can just spend Doge directly in the future, right? I think that's, to me, is the key selling point of why you want to buy Dogecoin now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you say, fellas? Doge to $1 by the end of the year? What do you guys think?
I think we could get Doge to $1 by the end of the year, but I think it's gonna. To me, I think the first thing that we need to do is get this this situation here with the capital gains tax worked out. I think everybody's going to be kind of bearish until we get news that I mean, that's not going to happen, right? That would be like that's the most aggressive, insane tax hike in history. So I don't see that happening at all. But people need to get the news that that's not going to be the situation, and then I think we really start to see the crypto market recover. Mm-hmm. And then who knows, man? We could go to $2 before the end of the year if we're lucky. It really just depends, man. You know how volatile this entire market is. There's really no telling.
Investments, cryptocurrency. 3GP, Alpha Chink as a donkey, but I get the dance.
A special thank you from the heart.
The Doge dance, 3GP. But yes, the end of the year, I still want to stick to the dollar. I think the dollar is just a great end goal. And I always said it, the first bus stop was 10 cents. And at the 10 cents, where Dogecoin was going to head after that is the possibilities were just endless. And we saw that happen so quick, so fast, right before our eyes. More people coming in. We saw the 24-hour volume surpass the market cap. That to me was huge.
Massive. It was higher than, the volume was like 5 billion higher than Bitcoin was just a few days ago before we had this whole announcement with the crash. Yep. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's one of the things that's interesting here is, like, Will covers a good point though. There is a major wall at $1, and I think that's simply because, I mean, it may change, but in my mind, I think it's simply because for the longest time the message was Doge to $1, Doge to $1. So that mentally is like giving people this idea that Doge is their exit point. And so I think when we get to $1, you're gonna see Doge again dip down. It'll probably come down to like 70 cents, 60 cents.
It can, but how about if we shoot the dollar, right, and we pass $1 and we make it to like $1.20, right? Because
if it breaks that dollar wall like it did the 10-cent wall, like it just blew past the 10-cent wall, and we all thought when it hit 10 cents, right, it's coming, and it blew right past the 10-cent wall. Then it for I don't know. I think it's just a day, man. It blew past the 20-cent wall like nothing. So yeah, I agree. I think if it really just blows right past the dollar, I think the first real dip to me is gonna be like it's gonna come back down to like 80 cents, and it's probably gonna really fight around that 75, 80 cent mark.
Mhm.
But then again, we'll do exactly what we did here. We'll moon up, we'll hit a really high mark, and then we'll come back down, and we'll do what Doge has been doing consistently. It gets that nice little spike, comes
Mhm.
back down, and then it just flatlines.
Right.
And we'll stay on that flat line there for a little while, a month or two, maybe 2 months, maybe three, and then we'll
Mhm.
see. It'll get that media storm again, right? And every time we get this media storm, the coverage is going to be there's going to be more positive coverage. You're going to get all these brands, right? Like we got Slim Jim. Who else did we get? We got Slim Jim. We got Axe. Axe was saying when it hit $1, they're going to make a DogeCoin cent. That's got to be nasty.
Yeah. What does it call it? It's something. Doge Musk. I think they're calling it. Yeah.
Something like that, man. Axe is terrible to begin with, but yeah.
Yeah,
I love this, man. Don't be like Greg.
I'll buy Doge Musk. I'll just have it sitting around for collectors.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, all these things, even like the Slim Jim packaging, I'd definitely be buying some of those.
Yeah, we'll see more and more of it.
Yeah, and it's such a win-win for companies because Dogecoin is totally decentralized. It doesn't have a CEO, therefore they don't have to pay any like copyright fees to use the imaging and name of Doge to add value to their product. It's such a slam dunk, and pretty much any brand that has even flirted with Doge on social media, well, that social media person who's ever responsible for these corporations is looking like the office genius right now, right? So
Yeah,
They
exactly.
got a nice bonus for sure.
right.
Snickers,
So
right? Snickers went all in.
yeah, it doesn't even take that much of a commitment, and like I said, they don't have to pay any extra fees. What skin off their back is it? It's not costing them anything, and it's just driving tons of extra traffic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Slim Jim was very smart with it. Being basically one of the first companies on Twitter that went very big with it, and just look how much of a following they got. So much free just exposure. It was just free advertisements.
Yeah.
Slim Jim got millions of dollars of free advertisements thanks to the Doge Army. So they were super smart with it. And then of course Dallas Mavericks, look what they did. They made millions of dollars because of Dogecoin. So it's just great for these companies to accept it because they're getting mass free advertisements that they're not even paying for just for supporting Dogecoin. It's insane.
For sure. Yeah, this Greg showing that, man, I say this all the time. Don't be like Greg. And Greg's probably a fantastic individual. I imagine he's sick of seeing this long ago tweet. He's probably just had to make peace with it at this point. But one of the things that always gets me about this tweet is people see this and they see like 6 cents instead of selling them at 30 cents. Now they're $8, and that to me that's the part of that tweet that gets me the most is now that they're $8, because like in Greg's mind, obviously, right, he was like, man, I should have held out. I could have sold it at $8. So, and how many of you today would like shoot yourself in the fucking foot if you sold your Bitcoin back then at $8?
Yeah, that's the thing. So, which leads to my next question, guys. How probable do you think? I mean, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, obviously here. How probable do you think Doge to $2 is, and even Doge up to $5 would be in the future?
Well, let's talk about this
go
one
ahead.
still before we go to $5,
Sure, no
right?
problem.
Bruce Lawrence, one of the Doge challengers, and that's Hank's sidekick right here, was a prediction for 50 cents first. Convince me and I'll buy this damn thing. Yeah, I'll do it. So Bruce is very bullish when it comes to Cardano.
Yeah.
And I think that the problem with Bruce is that he's one of the ones that he refuses to leave Coinbase, right? He wants to, I believe, just stay with one exchange. And I believe if Dogecoin was probably into Coinbase, he already would have bought in. But Bruce, the only thing I could tell you is that was a prediction for 50 Cent. I'm gonna answer that next. But convince me. Just look what Dogecoin did. Look at the market cap. Look at the volume. Look at the community behind it. Look at the utility. Look at the companies, the businesses that are accepting it. Look at the Flare network. It's just so much stuff that is going on with Dogecoin. The only thing that we're missing is for you to buy in is for it to go to Coinbase. But
yeah, Bruce is on Binance.
Oh, he's on Binance.
Yeah, Bruce is.
I
on
thought he was
Binance.
on Coinbase.
But
okay.
yeah, I can easily convince you. I mean, you can take it for what it's worth, but man, just look at it. Dogecoin, out of nowhere, there was really no Elon. You could say Elon caused that boost, but no, he didn't. I mean, that was out of nowhere.
Didn't.
I mean, look how many days it went when it just shot up, and everybody's confused. Nobody knew exactly why Doge shot up to almost 50 cents. Believe me, if it did it once, do you really think that it's not going to do it again? That's all you should ask yourself. I mean, Dogecoin is not going anywhere, and if it almost touched 50 cents, do you think it's not going to do it again?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's not 50 Cent right now is not even like so much of a goal for me anymore because we were so close to touching 50 cents. So it's not even much of a goal. It's like really the goal is, and the moon goal for everyone is that dollar mark. And I believe that once it passes the dollar, we're gonna get so much hype, so much clout, so much more new investors, amateur investors buying into Dogecoin for the first time because they saw it go to the dollar that I think it's just gonna go ahead straight past the dollar, honestly. And at that point is when we have to reassess. But I definitely think it's gonna pass the dollar.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think so too. And the more I'm thinking about it, and the more things are kind of evolving and shaping up here, I used to think that, $2 to $5 was this super distant future thing that, I mean, like 8 to 10 year plan kind of thing. And that's still maybe the case. But now I'm thinking it's much more likely $2 to even $5 to me seems doable within the next 3 years. What do you guys think?
So you can ask Alpha, like, since we've started doing this, I've said $5 Doge 2025 nonstop. That's always been my prediction. And even when I said that, to me, that was the unicorn, dollar amount. It was like probably impossible, but hey, if it could ever reach it, that would be like the most likely high end for Doge to me was $5. But now I don't think that anymore. I actually think $5 is very much within the realm of possibility. And I mean, think about that, right? When I was saying $5 Doge, it was when Bitcoin market cap was something like 600 million. And so I would always say that, well, for $5 Doge, I mean, think about it, that we're taking all the market cap that's in Bitcoin. If we moved it straight to Dogecoin, that would be $5 Doge. Well, now if you take all of Bitcoin and move it straight to Dogecoin, that's $9 Doge right now. So as the market cap increases, and we know it's going to we know the overall crypto market cap is going to increase. I mean, we were at what? Like $1 trillion at the beginning of the year, and we surpassed $2 trillion within a couple of months. So I just feel like by 2025, it's very likely we're at least $4 to $5 trillion market cap. Dogecoin to be a $5 Doge, Dogecoin would have, what is that, 10%? 8 to 10% of that overall market cap. Yeah, I feel like that's very much within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's one of these things where, and this is something I've been basically preaching about on my channel the last couple weeks, and Upshot and I have been really on the same page about this too. The biggest secret, and it's not a secret to us obviously, but I think it's still something. The main thing that hasn't been put together, even by most crypto investors, let alone folks outside of the space, is the big bomb drop is that Bitcoin is dead on arrival in the retail space. And now we've had years where all these various corporations have made them work to make themselves Bitcoin compliant for nothing. So when that other shoe drops, and it will drop, when all these companies start going back to the developers and be like, where are our Bitcoin sales? Where are our Bitcoin sales? What's going on here? They'll be like, oh yeah, they're not happening. Sorry.
And the same thing happened with Mark Cuban and Dallas Mavericks. When Mark Cuban accepted Bitcoin the very first year for Dallas Maverick merchandise, they didn't make no money at all, zero. And then the second year, I believe it was under $100. I believe it was $30, and basically just somebody did it just to prove that they're using Bitcoin. But that's it. And what happened when they accepted DogeCoin? They made millions and millions of dollars with DogeCoin. So, of course, Bitcoin, we've been saying this is just a good collector's item that is going to be increasing over time. Why am I going to spend $60,000 of Bitcoin onto a Tesla when next year or by the end of the year that Bitcoin could get me 2 Teslas?
Right.
It's not going to happen. So Craig Carter, this is the question that has been coming up. And of course, with what is going on right now with the Democratic Party trying to increase taxes on our investments, can I transfer money to an overseas Cayman account where there is no capital gains tax? So I don't have to pay the IRS for Dogecoin and Safe Moon taxes. Appreciate that. Excuse me. Appreciate that, Craig Carter, by the way, for the $10 super chat. Thanks for that. So right now, what is going on with the Democratic Party, I do not think that's going to go ahead and pass. Okay, even though the House is ran by the Senate and the House is ran by Democrats right now. Remember that a lot of these people do have investments as well. So I do not see that taking place. Okay. However, I do not recommend you moving your money somewhere else because the IRS will catch on to you and they're going to hit you with tax evasion. So there is an exchange called KuCoin that I believe you're not getting taxed on right now. How long is that going to last? I do not know. I highly do not recommend you guys trying to avoid taxes onto your investments, guys. And as well, right now, if you didn't make $1 million with your crypto investments, right, over $100,000, it's not really affecting your tax bracket. If you don't make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, it's not putting you on a big tax bracket. Don't worry about the taxes right now. You're going to be fine if you really didn't make that much. Okay, you're going to be okay. So just see where the tax bracket lands you on. But I would not recommend evading the IRS when it comes to your crypto investments. So with the new thing that is going on, if you made over $1 million, and I know Dank read into this, if you made over $1 million, they're trying to propose a 43 or 48% tax cut. As of now, if you made over $1 million, I believe it would just be 30% roughly around that area. So that's on capital gains dumping.
Yeah, on capital gains, it's you can actually look it up. It like turns into like 20% over. Let me just look it real quick, so I'm not telling you guys a lie, but right now it's like 20% over a certain amount. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to talk long-term capital gains tax. Last year, long-term capital gains tax, anything over $469,000 and $469,051 is 20%. So anything over $469,051 is 20%. Anything so from $53,000 to $469,000 is 15%, and from 0 to $53,600 is 0%. This is
Can you share that screen, Hank? Can you share that screen so I can put it on?
Sure. Yeah, and you can even just Google capital gains tax rate, and it'll come right up. So what they're trying to do is they're proposing to make anything over that $469,051 to 39% capital gains tax. And again, this is just a proposal. Of course, it scared a lot of people because a lot of people don't realize it still has to go through the House and the Senate. And there are a lot, even though the Democrats have the majority vote, they have the 51% majority vote. There's a lot of most Democrats are middle of the aisle. They're not so radically left leaning that they're gonna go for a 39% capital gains tax because again, a lot of these people invest just like we do, and they're much more heavily invested to the point that these types of capital gains tax hikes will affect them. So yeah, see, there you go, right there. It's a little. They show what years does that say that is? Does it say is it this year?
Yeah, this is
Because
20. Yeah, it says 2020, 2021.
oh, okay, so that's a little bit different. This is single filers as well. I know it's different for married. I think it's different for married joint filing. But I do know, like short term capital gains tax. We can talk about short term capital gains tax as well.
Yeah, this is long
Mhm.
term.
And so, like short-term capital gains tax, I believe if it's a single filer, it's something like 90. I think it's $9,600 is 10%, and
So yeah,
um,
married right now is as you saw, there's an increase, right?
yeah, see, yeah,
Single
it
filing went
increases
from
if you're filing jointly. Yep,
single filing capital gain tax went from 440,000 to 501,000
hmm
at a 20% tax rate.
right. Does it
I
show
want this
short-term
problem.
on this? On this, what you're looking at? Does it show short-term?
But Craig
Because
Carter, I appreciate your super chat donation,
A
bro.
special thank you from the heart.
But listen,
Oh
honestly,
no, hold on. Let me touch on something here
Go
real
ahead.
quick that Bruce is saying right here. Cardano holders, don't worry because we don't sell. Well, something else that they're proposing is just to be annually taxed, whether you sell it or not. So this is another thing that I think a lot of people were worried about when they saw the proposal because they're currently discussing the idea that you get taxed on your investments whether you sell them or not. And
Right.
so again, I don't think this is going to be something that's ever going to take place. But the fact that this is the kind of stuff that they're throwing around, I mean, it scares a lot of people, and I think that was a big reason we saw this massive sell-off just a few days ago.
Yeah, I don't think always that certain politicians anyway really consider the ramifications of even making announcements or having talk like this. Obviously, a really high capital gains tax, even for those making over $1 million, that reverberates on through down the market, and that has really negative consequences onto working class investors as well, and people just trying to level up in life with their investments. So it's really something. In my opinion, the smarter politicians appreciate the gravity of even making announcements like this, and the ones that are just kind of flippantly talking about capital gains tax upwards of 40%, etc. I don't think they really understand the gravity of consequence that announcements like that result in.
and something else that
Yeah,
hangs
for
is
sure.
that they want to try to propose, right, um, every year for you to get taxed. Either you spend it or you don't. So
It's
Mhm.
just
that's
sitting
why.
in the exchange. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's what that definitely will not pass, man. That's just ridiculous. I do not see that going anywhere. It's just a whole bunch of FUD. But definitely, Craig, what I will tell you is pay the IRS their money, man. Go ahead and make your money, cash out your if you make a good amount, right? Cash them out, but pay the IRS. You do not want to go through your life with the IRS breathing down your back, okay? Because it just gets worse and worse and worse. The first year you might owe the IRS 15K. Then the second year you owe them 40K, 30K, and it just starts adding up and adding up and adding up. And next thing you know, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So just pay the IRS their money, and enjoy the rest of your gains that you actually come out with. But definitely just pay
yeah,
them their money.
I agree. It sucks, man, but you don't want to get audited.
It builds up little by little. You know, if you owe the IRS this year, for example, $10,000, right? Let's put realistic numbers. If you're the IRS this year, $10,000, and you haven't paid them, you're avoiding them, right? Then the next year you're gonna owe them another, let's say, $8,000. That is $18,000 because you don't want to even file your taxes because you owe them money. Then the third year you're gonna owe them another 7K, and then let's say the fourth year you're actually at a loss. But guess what? You have all this money that you have to pay back the IRS that you don't even want to deal with it. So do not get yourself into that mess. All right, pay the IRS their money, and also let's not ruin it for our crypto investments. All right, let's not ruin this for all of us. So definitely let's pay the IRS what we owe them, pay Uncle Sam his part, and let's just keep on making bank.
There's loopholes. I mean, and if you're interested in them, I'm sure you can research them. I don't know a lot of them, but I know there are ways to like to avoid some taxes on your money. You can gift up to certain amounts to your spouse, for example. Those can reduce some of your taxes that you have to pay on things. But again, like I said, you can look this stuff up. But yeah, for the most part, just pay your taxes. I know it sucks. None of us want to pay taxes, especially since a lot of our tax dollars go to $50,000 breakfast, you know,
Mhm.
pancakes and waffles and shit sometimes. But yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it goes. But so look at Doge, man. So what are we looking at right now? We're looking at 2665. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, it's just nice and steady. They've got these little ebbs and flows. I still think in the long run, obviously, like 25 cents, 26 cents is still a great time to buy. It's just for like some of us that got in really early, we see that and we're like, shit, man, only get 200, only get 200 Dogecoin for $100 or for $50. I mean, it sucks,
Mhm.
but at the same time, in the long run, man, it's all going to be gains and profit. So Irish root my life.
What's going on, Kobe?
I haven't seen Colby in a while.
Yeah, Kobe
What's
hasn't
up,
been here in a
Colby?
little minute.
Cuba has no taxes. See, I don't know about Cuban taxes, but maybe
I don't
now
think so.
Cuba might be a cool place to go. But
Yeah, that'll be a nice spot to go.
yeah,
But of course, with the communism, you might just
well,
lose your.
that's my point. I wouldn't. If we were talking 10 years ago, I would say stay the
Look
hell
at
out of
Russia.
Cuba.
Russia completely banned crypto, right? I think they already banned crypto. I know it's on the table.
Maybe Russia's definitely not a place I want to go. Something else we're talking about Russia, like that was yesterday. I don't know how many of you guys have like heard about the two exchanges in Turkey that have just went defunct and took off with they exit scammed or exit out of I don't know, what was it like two
Yeah,
billion,
it's about
four
two
billion
billion.
dollars? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. They just and that's something I try to stress to a lot of people. Like I'm not saying this is the case, but like SafeMoon, for example, and I know a lot of people here love SafeMoon, but like one of the reasons that I was not very set on buying stuff like SafeMoon was like one of the guys in our Discord. He loves it, and more power to him if he makes a lot of money. But
Yeah.
he was like he was
Yeah.
like, well, you can go buy it on this exchange, right? And I'm like, okay, well, show me the website, and I'll go look at it. Well, it's some exchange out in the middle of fucking the Ukraine, and you think I'm gonna go on there and I'm gonna put all my money in an exchange that just popped up in the middle of the Ukraine somewhere and not worry about them just taking off with my money, with everybody's money? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. And this something I should stress. You want to stress to a lot of people is if you're gonna buy any kind of cryptos on any exchange, even like Binance, right? You really want to be able to pull your cryptos off of these exchanges and put them into a wallet somewhere, either a hardware wallet, a software wallet, but you want to get it into a wallet. If you're not going to be able to do that, places like Robinhood, right? Robinhood, we're still waiting on wallets. They're going to be forced to do it, but at the same time, I think they're just holding out as long as they can because, like you said, people are going to mass exodus from Robinhood.
Mm-hmm.
And like I have all my Doge, unfortunately, is on Voyager, but at least I know that Voyager is a U.S. based company, and they're not just going to disappear with my money without
Yes. And
massive
this is
regulations.
and this is what Hank is talking about, guys. Crypto exchange founder disappears with $2 billion. All right, that's insane. Imagine that you have right, I don't know, a million tokens of somewhat, and it's just gaining value and gaining value, and you really think you're gonna become a millionaire, right? If you keep holding, but it's in this exchange, and all of a sudden, this exchange just went ghost, and all your crypto is just completely gone. And this is something, guys, very similar to Ecomi. All right, in
Mm-hmm.
Ecomi, when it comes to the BB platform, when you buy the OMI token, that's why I showed you guys how to transfer your OMI tokens into the Trust wallet. Because if BitForex, that is some type of exchange out in China or somewhere, if they close down, your OMI's completely gone. So imagine I have 500,000 OMI tokens. Imagine if BitForex just shuts down. I'll be destroyed. My whole entire cryptocurrency investment for Omi is just completely gone, and that's why you have to transfer this to a cold wallet, and that's why I have the Trust wallet where I transfer my Ecomi out to.
Mm-hmm.
And this is I know we're seeing this and we're like, man, this is nuts, but this is something that happens all the time. This is not new, and a lot of people don't realize this, that these exchanges pop up all the time. People put a ton of money in there, and then the exchange just disappears, and your money is gone. And now, of course, these people are. I think they arrested something like 69 people over this exchange. But then scroll down on this article. I want to see if this is the one that happened first, because two of these happened in like the same week. Yeah, Thodex disappeared, and then another one just recently, like I think less than a week after this one, they also exited with a lot of people's money.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. And like you're talking about somebody that just took everybody's money, cashed it out, and disappeared. He's on the run. I mean, this will be like an international thing. I imagine like Interpol is gonna chase this guy down, but still, it's a lot of money that people will never get back.
Yep.
I appreciate you, Crypto 8. It's probably staying off of America.
Staying out of it. Let's just let's just show everybody how this works, and let's just create a staying alpha coin, and then let's just see how much money just pumps into it in a week, and then we'll give it all back. We won't steal it, but yeah,
It's gonna be a social experiment. That's all it is.
The best way.
yeah, it's social experiment.
Oh, man. But yes,
Doing
guys,
half price of DogeCoin. Wow. Oh, sorry.
Definitely get yourself a wallet, guys. You need a cold wallet. All right, that's why you have the decent wallet that we have been speaking about for years. I'm actually have mine right now in my bag. You have the Ledger, Trezor, and then of course you have to, your free ones like the Trust wallet, and for Omi you have the Secure wallet that they're constantly making better. So definitely put your money into a wallet. You need a cold wallet, and especially if it's a hardware wallet, it's even more safe because you take it offline. And to recover it, if anything happens to that wallet, they usually give you 12 recovery words, and that you want to keep that in a safe spot somewhere. Go to the bank, open up a locker in the bank or something, right? A safe account, and put that password in there. Put that wallet in there, because you might have hundreds of thousands of dollars in there, or perhaps millions, right? We don't know everybody's here economic status, but if you have so much money, make sure that drive, that hardware is safe somewhere, because you have a lot of money in there. And even put it on your will. If you have kids, you have a wife to take care of, put it on your will.
Yeah, I agree. I think a hardware wallet obviously is your best choice. I mean, there's multiple hardware wallets out there, right? Just do your research, read reviews, and like Decent Wallet is a fantastic hardware wallet. It's a biometric wallet, so it's just going to tie to your thumbprint. Helps you in case you end up somehow forgetting your passwords or whatever. And there's recovery passwords, and like he said, handwrite those down. Back in the day, it was like, so like I have a Trinity wallet for my IOTA, and you have an 81 character seed that you have to save, and so I had to handwrite all that down and store it in a safe. But there's multiple ways that you can store your password. I would say handwrite it down, put it in somewhere safe. Also, you can like take a picture of it with your phone, send that photo to like somewhere that you store in your email. Do not like tag whatever wallet it is. I mean, you're just gonna have to remember, right? But if you just store like a random photo somewhere digitally, like a backup, like your what is this that we all use? I'm trying to think of what the stupid thing is where you can put all your like file like on OneDrive and stuff, where you can like save photos and stuff and things like that, things that are tied to your accounts. But yeah, and it just depends on what coin you're buying. But I would definitely, like we're saying, move it off of these exchanges if you can. Put them at least a software wallet, things like that. I'll buy that. And somebody was asking about Kraken. Yeah, I mean Kraken's I mean, there's nothing wrong with Kraken. It's not one of these exchanges that's just. It's probably Asian. I don't know where Kraken is out of. Let's see. Kraken is. Where is Kraken out of? See if we can find it. They have 1,300 employees. Well, it's been around since 2011. It's probably, I would say it's one of the safer ones. I was just trying to see where the offices were.
Rose, I have a video on that. You got to find it on how to transfer your tokens from Omi to the Trust Wallet. If you follow the video, you'll be able, just easily do it. So just go ahead and follow the video. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. Kraken's U.S. based. They're out of California.
And I figured Kraken was U.S. based. I wasn't 100% sure, and the reason why is because Kraken actually held a bid license in New York, but then New York removed their license, took their license away. But Kraken was one of the ones that actually you were able to buy with in New York, and New York is only what Robinhood and I think Anchor USD that works in New York. I have no idea.
Alpha, you'll know this. Answer Rose there about BEP 20 or Go 20. I think it's Go 20, right? I don't own any OMI. I haven't had to transfer it, but
yeah, I told her, Rose, just follow the video that I have.
Okay.
Just follow the video that I have, and just follow it along. It's going to make it very easy.
I just sent him.
CJ, let me see. Clearbot, awesome. Thanks, guys. In my Trust Wallet, Ukraine, exchange of exchange in America. We have a republic. States have laws.
Yeah, there's every state has stupid laws. It's like Texas and New York, man. We have it. Like I can't use Binance because I'm in Texas, which is stupid. But unfortunately, that's just how it works. What happens to that decent wallet if your house catches on fire? Is the information saved anywhere else? Well, yeah, it's tied. It's saved to the decent software app. I mean, they're tied together.
You'll be able to recover it, but and that's why those words are important for you to keep somewhere. You'll be able to recover it. BitForex and Anchor USD for NY, damn regulations.
Yeah, New York is brutal for regulations in crypto, man, more than any other state in the union.
So yeah, back to DogeCoin, 26 cents, guys. Honestly, nothing really has changed right now. This could change any day. It is a weekend, right? Tomorrow we're getting to Monday. So let's see how it does opening week. Stock market back open tomorrow. Let's see if the stock market has to recover and do better as well tomorrow. Now that this FUD is dying down. But DogeCoin, guys, 26 cents. It looks like it is holding strong. It could dip down back to 23 cents, 22 cents. But however, it's looking like the mid-20s is our new floor. Let's see where it goes. But it's slowly and organically pushing back up. It has done a tremendous recovery from 47 cents to 18 cents, all right? And prior to 18 cents, remember, it was down to 5 cents. So even if it went down to 18 cents, that was some tremendous gains for us. DogeCoin just completely went parabolic. So again, guys, my end of the year prediction is the dollar. Again, there's not financial advice, but once we reach the dollar, we're seeing the momentum. We're seeing how powerful the DogeCoin community is. And I think that we're going to blow past the dollar once we get there. The dollar is my moon go. Okay, so let's see what happens when it gets there. But obviously, we just saw this completely parabolic. Anything, by the way, Hank, Steven, Steele, do you guys have any new projects that you guys want to let the community know? Anything worth seeing?
What
do you guys looking at right now?
I'll have to look it up. I'll let Steven take this because I'm going to look it up real quick. But there is an NFT project that's coming out that I think is pretty interesting.
For me, I've just been I've had to play things a bit more conservatively with the market, so I've just kind of been tightening up. I went from like investing in like 20 some coins, and I kind of slimmed it down to about a little more than a dozen right now. So just kind of what I have to do until my thing is I could invest more, but I mean, my personal rule is if I feel if I feel anything less than a comfortable level of abundance when I look at my checking account, I don't like to expand my investments. So right now I'm just I'm in a capital building phase before I re-enter.
Yeah, I agree, and I am not spread thin across too many coins either. But that's always been kind of my thing. I tell people, I mean, yeah, it's great to invest in a lot of different projects, but if you just spread all your investments too thin, and one of them hits, you're not going to see those gains that you want to see. Yeah, you might make over time, you might make some decent profits, but
Mm-hmm.
pick the projects that you're the most passionate about. Like IOTA, for example. IOTA is the one that got me started in crypto, and I still think IOTA is going to be massive. And I think actually right
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm not sure what the price is, but I was telling people for years to buy IOTA when it was like 20, 30 cents,
Mm.
and nobody really listened. And look, we're at $1.78 right now, which is fantastic
Amazing.
because IOTA. Let's see, a month ago. We'll go a year ago. A year ago, IOTA was 16 cents, and it peaked to $2.67 before we had this little crash, like about a week ago.
Right.
But so it's a perfect time to get back in. Your sub $2. I think IOTA's gonna easily be a $4 or $5 coin before long. So, but this one of these projects I was looking at just the other day is called the Legends of Crypto, which is a pretty interesting. It's a game. It's an NFT game that's coming out. It's basically it's a little hard to explain the way the flow of the game is, but it's kind of got this, like, the basics of the game are kind of like the game Spades. If you've ever played Spades, uh, you you get cards, and the value of the cards, like, if you play around with Spades, whichever cards you put down, they trump. Whichever card ends up trumping all the other cards on that hand takes the cards, right? So it's this card game with crypto, but or sorry, with NFTs. But what's interesting is it's got a cryptocurrency tied to it called LOCG, and you you actually can earn this cryptocurrency just by playing the game. So they basically pay you to play. So you can get a free crypto just for playing this game. If anybody's interested in it, again, it's called Legends of Crypto. You can look it up and kind of check it out.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a new project, and I think if I remember right, the 20, it might be today, as a matter of fact. Let me look. They're dropping packs. I think you can buy your decks. Um, Either today, it's sometime this week. It's either today or the 28th, and it's an ERC20 token as well.
Oh, so you have to get it through Uniswap?
I'm not sure. I've been reading on it a little bit. It's still early. The game hasn't released yet, but it was just one of these ones to keep an eye out for. I think it would be pretty cool. I'm interested in a lot of these NFT, kind of the gaming side of some NFTs. So, like, of course, we've talked about Gala Games quite a bit. Their upcoming Miranda's game, which I think is going to be pretty huge. I think that's going to be a really interesting one to see how the NFTs play in that kind of gaming space outside of just collectibles.
Sure.
Um, I actually have a game. I need to look at it more, but it looks like it's pretty good. Let's see if I actually find it.
See if you can find it. I know there's Anarchy. Anarchy looks interesting, but that one's kind of confusing to me, so I haven't really dived into that one very much.
Yeah, I won't talk about it. I need more info on it before I bring it up.
Yeah.
But I'm going to probably send it to you. Let me take a picture of it. I'll send it to you on Discord. See what you think.
Okay, yeah, do that.
Yeah, see what you think about it. But yes, guys, the only project that I'm looking for is what Brent Blackwell just sent me, the Refinable, and I'm loving it because I'm staying away from ERC20. Anything Ethereum, I am staying away because it's just too much money. The fees are super ridiculous. Okay, so I'm liking Refinable, guys, because it's NFTs now dealing with Binance, and Binance, of course, the fees are what? $1.20. All right. Every time they
Yeah.
submit something, is so affordable, so cheap, it's completely worth it. So this is going to take, I believe, OpenSeas and Rarible out the market. All right. And what Refinable is doing is that they're bringing their own marketplace of NFTs. So I believe all these individual artists will leave OpenSeas and Rarible, and they're going to come over here to Refinable. And I think that's going to be something major in NFTs. So I'm loving that NFTs is coming to the Binance chain. So I am loving that. That's going to be a very great project. It launches,
Yeah.
I believe, on the 26th. Am I right, Brent? Brent sent me the information. But guys, that is the time to get onto something. All right, when it first drops, you want to get it. I believe it's going to drop for 33 cents when it, and then from there, guys, it's gonna go ahead and just take off. Then you can sell if you want, right, to make some profits. I'll probably just go ahead and do that at first. However, I have to read more into it. I definitely believe it's a solid project, and so solid that you could easily just flip your money and come out, with a good $1,000 in your pocket. All right, from just an hour, 2-3 hours of first launching,
Possible.
first getting it. Yeah, but I'm loving it because it blows the Ethereum fees out the water, and that's what I'm liking
Mhm.
Binance.
Well, that's the thing, man. That's what we're moving to is these blockchains that are getting away from those super high gas fees. And just wait, man. All the stuff we're talking about now. Just wait until Flare goes live, and then let's really see which one ends up being the predominant blockchain for NFTs. Because everything I've read on Flare, again, you guys know, I mean, it makes it, because it's not a proof of stake or a proof of work blockchain, and the system that they have set in it, it doesn't rely on any of that for security. And like you said, Ethereum 2.0 will be cheaper, right?
Yeah,
But
but when does that come
what
out?
does cheaper matter? Cheaper doesn't matter if there's a blockchain that is even cheaper and better than that, right? And so we're talking about Ethereum, and one of the reasons that I'm big on Flare again is because Flare runs on the Ethereum virtual machine, but it is not tied to the Ethereum blockchain.
Right.
So the fees are going to be, the way that they say it, the gas fees are pretty much just going to be pennies. That's
Yeah.
what people are looking for in the NFT space, is being able to have these NFTs trade back and forth without there really being any cost to it. And Ethereum's just killing everything right now. I mean, I was playing a game, Gala, for example. Gala currently runs on Ethereum, and they give you, like, you can play one of their games. It's like a Farmville game. I can't remember what it's called, but you can, like, get some free NFTs that they give to you. But to claim them, you have to pay the gas fees, right? And like, I went to go claim them the other day, and it told me it was going to cost me $23 just to claim some free NFTs. So
Yeah.
I think that's just killing the entire space right now. But yeah,
And guys, the same thing happened to me with Pokemon. All right, the NFTs Pokemon. Same thing happened to me. I got in there early because I said, okay, I'm gonna get some of these Pokemons and I'm gonna flip them. So I only got me 3 packs, but man, the fees were so crazy. I abandoned the whole thing, and I lost my money in it because the fees were just insane. All right, because I had to had to get on through Uniswap, so that there's fees there. Then of course open up these packs, but to mint the Pokemons and put the Pokemons on OpenSea to sell, it was another fee. So it was just insane. It was just insane that I abandoned the whole project, and that's when I had a reality check with Ethereum, and I said never again. I'm done using Uniswap and Ethereum.
I think most of the entire space, it feels the same way. And just in gaming alone, just NFTs tied to gaming alone, gaming is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry, especially when we start to talk about competitive gaming, when we're talking about actual esports.
Sure.
And this is a thing that's, as far as this NFT space, this is something we're going to start seeing in esports more and more, especially. I don't know if they're ever going to be tied to things like League of Legends now, which is huge to begin with, but I imagine there will be esports games that come out in the future that will very much have NFTs tied to those matches, and so that's just going to be even bigger. And so I think this is going to be a space where it really gets tackled a lot in the gaming side, where NFT is really going to shine. And so I would think any kind of blockchain that really becomes the predominant blockchain for that space is going to be where you want to put your money in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It'll be also interesting to see how Flare network integration within Doge is going to affect Ethereum, and how much of a potential market chunk it could take out of Ethereum in the long run. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I personally think Flare just in general is going to any other kind of smart contract blockchain out there
Mm-hmm.
is going to, I think it's going to lose value simply because most of that value is going to go over to whatever blockchain the developers find cheaper and easier, because
Mm-hmm.
the people that actually create, like, this Pokemon, right? They're kind of forced to run on the Ethereum blockchain at the moment. But
Mm-hmm.
anything that's currently in use, right, that's already programmed to run on the Ethereum blockchain, these people can. It's not seamless, but it's very easy for them to just move their programming over to Flare, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and not actually have to rewrite all the programming language for everything that they've already got built. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no excuse not to do it. There's only incentives for all of these platforms and dApps that are already built on Ethereum to just go ahead and move over to a blockchain that is going to allow them to actually expand and take on a user base.
Right.
So yeah, I agree. I think you're right. I think you're gonna see things like Flare take a lot of value away from, especially Ethereum. I think it's going to take value away from Cardano. These are
Mm-hmm.
my personal opinions, but
Mm-hmm.
it's because Flare, when it releases, it's 100% complete and ready to hit the ground running. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no
Yep.
milestones for them. Like, okay, now we're going to finish this part of the project, and then now we're working on phase 7, and then by the time we get to phase 20, it'll be complete. Yeah, we're not dealing with any of that. When Flare goes live, it is ready to go.
Yeah, I totally agree, Hank, and I think you raise a really good point there. And this is something I've been a little bit more trepidatious about talking about, but I do think the Flare network is a really underrated technology, and I do think that Flare single-handedly can will likely will even likely pose a threat to the mark a serious threat to the market long-term market value of ADA.
I completely agree.
And I just think that that's being really underestimated in that capacity. And I'm no longer actually really invested in ADA for a couple of reasons, but that one being one of them. I think ADA is it's a bit overvalued when people talk about it in long term, in my opinion.
I agree, and it to me. I mean, I think ADA on paper sounds amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, what I've been trying to stress is the problem is that there are projects that are going to come out and be complete before ADA ever hits the ground running. And unfortunately, ADA is still, it's a proof of stake. If
Yep.
Flare was a proof of stake or a proof of work blockchain, then it wouldn't matter. But it's the first of its kind federated Byzantine agreement, and it does not rely at all on the base token for its security. And that's the problem with proof of stake, is it needs its token to provide its security. And so when you have something like Flare go online and it does not rely at all, like it cannot be susceptible to a 51% attack. So it's an extremely secure blockchain that just other blockchains do not have. They can't say the same thing. And Cardano, for example, right? It's ADA. That's the token, but essentially, Flare is any token that we as the community, the Flare community, decide to implement into the Flare network.
Right.
So, like I said, I think the massive one is going to be blockchain. When it goes live, I'm pretty sure that the community is going to immediately vote for blockchain to be the next, or Bitcoin to be the next one on the blockchain. And you're talking about the whale in the sea, man, the big fish, and all of that value that's tied to Bitcoin can now be brought over. And I think that's what's going to happen, because I think all of the institutional money that's tied into Bitcoin, they're going to be able to say, well, now we can use some of this that we currently can't really use for anything other than the store of value. We can now use this to actually create smart contracts. But I think but again, like when you do that, right, the fees are so high, and the time it takes to transfer it, all of that to complete, takes so long. I think DogeCoin really primes itself to be like the perfect coin, again, to be enabled on Flare, because again, you can transfer $100,000 worth of DogeCoin, and it costs you 12 cents, and it goes and it happens like that. So why not use, like, when you're talking about Flare, for example, and creating, let's say you're an institution or you're a business that wants to create these smart contracts. Well, do you really care what token you use because you consider it a meme, or do you care because it's going to cost you nothing to use it? I mean, yeah. So I just think Dogecoin, again, is also going to be pretty undervalued when it comes to Flare. And again, think about it. One of the coolest things about Flare, right, is that you can essentially transfer any token you hold. We'll say Dogecoin, right? You just basically put your Dogecoin on the Flare network, and then you're just earning rewards daily, just for moving your Dogecoin to the Flare network. And you can do this on a wallet like Decent, right? So like the Decent wallet, let's just say you're storing your Dogecoin there now anyway. Well, Decent's going to be a Flare compatible wallet. It'll all be built right into the the application will be built right into the wallet, and you literally just say, I want to convert my Dogecoin to FDoge or any other F asset, depending on what you're holding. And that's all you have to do. And then you just start earning daily rewards in the form of Dogecoin and Spark tokens. And you get rewarded based on how much you have, right? So every day you earn rewards, and the next day you're going to get more, because it just snowballs. You just start building up generational wealth with it. Can you do that with Cardano? Sorry, Alpha.
Yeah, guys, we will have Mickey B. Fresh and Patty XRP again once Flare's getting ready.
Closer.
Yeah, once we're getting closer for Flare to release Dogecoin. And I would like actually to have Mickey B. Fresh on maybe a special stream to just talk about XRP, because I'm very curious about XRP, and lately it's been having me more and more curious. I would like to know more about XRP, and Mickey B. Fresh is definitely the man for that. So I might just invite him just maybe for just all talk in general, XRP, knowledgeable information to get us more up to par with XRP. I do think that XRP will blow up. I think it's a great token. I don't know much about it, but I do believe that once it goes back on these exchanges, it will boom. So I would like to have Mickey B. Fresh on 2 more streams, one for the Flare network and Dogecoin, and when it's getting closer, and basically just on XRP, because I would love to hear him touch up on that to see where that is actually headed to. Now, Hank, this is something that we revisited back in probably February. Let me see what date this actually shows. Yeah, February 11th.
The tweet? Yeah.
And it says, one coin to rule them all. And I want to end the stream with this. Frodo was the underdog. I thought he would fail. Himself most of all.
Yep.
And that's what we're seeing in Dogecoin, right? The stigma, the shit coin, the joke coin, the funny coin, the meme coin, everyone bashing the Dogecoin. And look where Dogecoin is at right now. Same thing with Frodo. Frodo had the biggest mission to carry the ring and destroy the ring, and he was surrounded right by these badass warriors, the elves, the human with the sword, the bulky dude, right, the little dwarf with the axe, the wizard. All these badass guys could have carried this ring, but Frodo was the one that actually carried the ring. And in the journey, which those Lord of the Ring movies, those journeys, right? The movies are long, so if they're going through mountains, through evil, right, evil people and fighting. It was just a long journey, and it was hard work, but they actually got there and they made it happen. And this is what we believe DogeCoin is. All right, it was the bullshit coin, the weak coin, the joke coin. And if you held DogeCoin for this long journey, when it actually becomes victorious, you're going to reap the benefits. So it's not an easy road. It's a long and hard road, but it will get there.
Yep, that's how I always interpreted this. Was just Dogecoin was the little guy, the underestimated crypto that everybody thought would fail and would never succeed. But in the end, it actually, like through that long, hard, perilous journey, in the end, it was the one that actually prevailed and came out on top. And I think that's what Elon is talking about when he sees Dogecoin. And it's something, what I think a lot of people don't think about or touch on, and is, Elon. Everybody says he's just joking and having fun, and I say this all the time too. Yeah, he's joking and having fun, but the man, you're talking about somebody who's like literally one of the most innovative, critical thinkers that's actually, taken his talents and abilities and used them to be an entrepreneur and create so many things, right? So you're talking about somebody who's a very critical, deep thinker, and even though he may actually be poking fun and joking and making memes, there's something behind it. He's not just saying these things just to be funny. I mean, he's a smart man. He knows what he's doing, and there's always some motivation, some kind of motive behind what he's saying. And that's like, again, the tweet that I think is the most interesting of all is still Dojo for Doge. I mean, none of us knows exactly what that means, right? But we know what Dojo is, and I would not be surprised if he's using AI, or plans on using AI to some degree in the background to get Dogecoin to this kind of end goal that he's tweeting about here, with it being the one coin to rule them all.
I see. He's got my favorite Doge meme up on the screen right now.
I love that too.
That's my favorite one.
That's the best.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That one still cracks me up. Yeah, but I agree. We're talking about a man with a 155 IQ. When you're operating at that level, mentally, you don't just flippantly throw stuff out there without without some plans behind it, without some other intention behind it, without some calculation behind it. And you just got to look at the history of Elon to know that when he makes statements like this, it ends up having some real life results and plans behind it. The Dojo for Doge, I agree with you, is one of his more provocative statements that he's made in regards to Doge, because the potential there out of a statement like that is really, really extraordinary. So I don't think he would have just said Dojo to Doge just flippantly because he liked the wordplay of it. No way.
Yeah, there's something behind it. And I think it's interesting, like, it's just a conspiracy theory of mine, but it sounds genius to me, is, you say Dojo for Doge, and we know what the Dojo supercomputer is, but it's also probably, because we know how technology advances so quickly, the Dojo supercomputer is probably technically obsolete at this point. They probably already have Dojo 2, or they're working on Dojo 2, and so they're going to need you're going to need something for Dojo to do, right? And so I could see Elon being a very smart man and just saying, well, we've got the supercomputer. We could actually use it to mine up Dogecoin because it'll be able to solve the algorithms and mine a vast majority of all Dogecoin. So it keeps it, and basically it's going to keep it from going back into the market. And so imagine having a supercomputer that can mine 4 out of 5 billion Doge a year, and that keeps it off. So Dojo is no longer technically inflating, and then Dogecoin raises up to $1. So now you're essentially making $4 billion a year just leaving that computer running to mine Dogecoin, just being a Dogecoin miner. I mean, of course, we don't know exactly what he's going to use Dojo for, or if he's going to use it at all. But I just don't, like you said, I don't see him just saying it just to be funny and not having anything behind that. So, but yeah, I mean, think about how you spent all this money to create a supercomputer. Why not use it to make money at the end of its initial use, right? Use it to just mine Dogecoin.
Right.
But yes, well, either way, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. And Stephen Steele, Hank Dank, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the knowledgeable information every time that we get on. So yes, congrats, by the way, to Stephen Steele, man. Stephen Steele, I think you're probably at 1.5 subscribers, maybe 1.6, not sure.
Yeah, I'm
growing.
Yeah, I'm nearing in on 1,700 subscribers, which is not too shabby for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, man, you'll be at 5K before you know it.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. You guys have a lot more experience at this than I do, as far as as far as what to expect. So who knows? But I'm having a great time. And for those of you who are interested, I do a near nightly show. I'm usually on about 5 nights a week. It's a late night show. Usually starts somewhere around 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I have a variety of guests. Staying Alpha, one of them. Hank, I'd love to have you on sometime.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd love to have you on sometime. And it's kind of like it's definitely crypto centric. It's definitely Doge centric, but it's also kind of a podcast talk show format where it's not solely crypto all the time. Kind of variety show vibe, and just a fun hangout. So yeah, feel free to swing by late nights, guys.
Cool.
So I'm going to be posting a Stephen Steele's page on here. Steele, did you join our Discord, by the way?
The Stain Alpha Discord?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I was just wondering if you did. Okay, guys, I did post the Discord for my channel there a couple of times. Stephen Steele's YouTube channels, like he said, guys, catch him on late nights. Okay, he's on, like he said, 5 times a week. Stephen Steele Live. So just go ahead, subscribe, and ring that bell. And guys, basically, my last words to you is we're still, of course, in buying and holding. And that's why I wanted to bring that Lord of the Rings meme that Elon Musk put out there. Okay, it's a long journey. So far, we're already reaping a lot of the benefits. It went up to 47 cents. A lot of you guys making very good money. I know like TC Morgan making very good money, and I actually helped them out due to some issues he had going on in his personal life. But thanks to Dogecoin blowing up, he was able to take care of that. So obviously, if you have things going on, right, that's what the money is there for. Yes, you want to reach the dollar, but if financial emergency happens, a crisis, or anything related to your health, you have to take care of that first. And I'm the type of person that I can't focus if my essentials are not in place first. Okay, so either way, that's what the money is there for. And then later you come back and you bounce back, right? So you unload again, then you reload and you unload again, and you keep doing that and keep making your money, guys. But if you have to pull it out, it's completely understandable, okay? Because Dogecoin will always be there, but your health, your essentials, they have to get taken care of. Either way, guys, last thing is also go through your subscriptions, cut off the subscriptions that you no longer use. I know that a lot of you guys here watch Netflix and HBO Max and Disney, but you have the Fire Stick. You have the NVIDIA Shield. I'm not saying anything by it. I'm just saying it's out there.
Cody does exist, and Cody is free.
Yep.
So,
Cody,
but
I haven't seen Cody.
Yeah, I agree.
But
if you yeah, if you're interested in investing, don't put your life savings, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Don't put your life savings, don't put yourself in a bind. But if you can, like Alpha said, if you can save some money here and there, instead of going out and spending $80 on a dinner one night, yeah, cook at home, right? And then take that little bit of money and invest it in something you're interested in.
yeah,
Invest for your future. We all want to be, stable. I mean, some of us want to be millionaires. I'd love to be a millionaire. I don't put my hopes that high, but I mean, it's always great, right? But you can definitely get yourself a nice nest egg by investing early. And even though we're not financial advisors, we'll tell you this is the things that we're doing, and most of us feel like it's going to pay off in the end.
yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
absolutely.
for my younger people out here that are probably underneath 30, I'm 31, and something that I always struggle with is going out to a bar, going out to the clubs, hanging out with the girls, with my friends, right? All I can tell you is try to keep your mind busy, find a hobby, go work out, keep that mind busy. Just don't go out there and spend money, all right? Every outing that you do is going to be a minimum $100, and that adds up. Plus all your subscriptions, cut that back because little by little, Disney, Netflix, HBO Max, $10, $12, $15 over there. All right, that's $40 you could easily cut off. Your haircuts start cutting them off. Just yesterday, I don't buy clothes really much anymore, but when I do, I go to H&M. All right, this T-shirt here cost me $10. I go to Old Navy and I buy 3 shirts right for a deal, hell of a deal, and then I go to Target. So I just just cut it down completely from before. Um, Coffee. I'm drinking a coffee now because I was actually on my way over here, but I did cut back on coffee. I do have a Keurig machine. I actually ran out of the pods, but do anything that could help. All right, to cut back. Definitely look at your bank statements and see where that money's coming from. Might be the PlayStation Network. It could be your Spotify account that you no longer use, or your Pandora account you no longer use. But there's so much subscriptions that we just automatically just click on our phone like this, and it's charging you monthly, and you just forget about it. So all of that helps. All right, $10, $20 here and there into your crypto investments that you're buying a token for pennies of the dollar will go a long way. So just go ahead and cut back, be responsible. Guys, any last words before we end this?
No, just thanks for having me again, Alpha, and yeah, I'll just follow up with you soon, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up. We appreciate you as always, and we'll see you on the next one, right?
Yeah, and shout out to my some of my viewers from coming over here to Alpha's channel. I see you. Thank you guys.
Yes, I appreciate both of you guys being on here. Always some knowledge information. Again, guys, Steven Steele link is posted on there. The Discord, I already threw it out there. The best way for you to reach out to me is through Discord or Twitter. I put my Instagram out there. Everything's at Staying Alpha, but I don't really get on Instagram that much. But guys, I appreciate you. Omi. All right, you guys know I'm very bullish on it. It's still low. That token will blow up, and can't wait for next week. The Ultraman drop finally hitting, guys, and that secret rare, right? It's only 3,500 secret rares going out, and if you're one of them, you're sitting on some serious cash. So, so I'm so excited about that, man. Hank Dank,
Awesome.
I know he's excited. Hank's excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, but man, I went through this whole thing with the secret rares where I had like major arguments with people on how many secret rares there were going to be in it, and people just told me I was an idiot because it would be no more than 300. It was only going to be maybe 300 secret rares, and now I'm just vindicated because I was telling everybody no, it's going to be thousands. So
yes, but guys,
but still,
it's 3,500. But look at the DeLoreans. The DeLoreans were super high up there in
well,
numbers.
They're secret rares. So regardless of how many there are, they're secret rares. You can't buy them, right?
Yeah. So it's worth it, man. I'm so happy I'm getting one. I'm so happy I'm actually getting one. I'm so glad.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yes, guys, there is an Akomi video out, all right, with the latest release. They spoke about 2FA. They spoke about people actually bidding on NFTs in the marketplace, and then they're not buying it. So they're working on something to actually punish those people and basically temporarily disabling them off the marketplace.
This is why I'm not putting any of my items up for auction. I think auctioning is actually probably the best way to actually sell your item on the marketplace. But again, like you said, there's people that are just upbidding and then they're not paying. And this is one of the reasons I'm not even going to put my items on the marketplace until they get all this worked out. The 2FA is implemented, by the way. I had to use it the other day, so I'm really happy to see that they did that.
Yes. So guys, remember, a lot of money is in that VV account as well. But either way, guys, VV is looking awesome. Hopefully we get an interview with Afrikaan and the co-founder and the founder on, David Yu and Daniel Cross at the same time. They're trying to see if they actually do some type of interview with all three together. All right, not on my channel. I already spoke to Daniel. Daniel will get back to me. He's been very, very busy, but VV doing amazing work at 250,000 VV users already, 250,000 users on the VV platform. So guys, next week for VV, very exciting stuff. Cancun, here we come. Coming soon.
2023, we'll go to Cancun. Yes. When we're at like $3.
I'm there.
Yeah,
we got to go ahead and do it. Cancun is definitely gonna happen. Either way, guys, appreciate all of you guys being on here. Doge Dance and then the closing. Again, we have a YouTuber, you have a friend, and always remember, bro, stay alpha.
A special thank you from the heart.